Hey folks, this lesson is equations and tables. Don't forget all your lessons can be found at Mrmathblog.com. So here's our question. How can we translate between equations and tables and equations? All right, so when an equation describes the relationship between two quantities, the variables x are often used and y are often used. And x is often used to represent the independent variable, and y would represent the dependent variable. So y would depend on x. Okay, so a value of the independent variable is called the input value, and the value of the dependent variable is called the output value. So here's an example. Remember, this is the dependent variable. It depends on what we input for x to give us this output right here. Okay, so if we put in 2 for x, then 2 plus 3 will give us 5 right there. And if we put in 4 for x on this equation, 4 plus 3 will give us 7. So the output would be 7 on that one, okay? Here's an example. A skating rink charges $3 for each hour skating, plus $1.75 to rent skates. So write an equation for the relationship that gives the total cost y in dollars for skating x hours. Remember, y depends on how many hours we skate right here. Okay, then make a table to show the cost for skating 1, 2, 3, and 4 hours. All right, so which ones are the independent and which ones are the dependent? Okay, well, the independent are how many hours we skate, are x hours, and the dependent are the cost, how much it's going to cost for how many hours that we skate. So that would be the y right there. Okay, so write an equation for the relationship and use the equation to make a table. Okay, so let's write an equation. Okay, so the total cost is, our y in dollars. Okay, our total cost is y in dollars, so y is equals, okay, how much for each hour? Okay, it's $3 for each hour plus the rental of $1.75. Okay, so $3 plus the $1.75. All right. So the total cost is our y. That equals 3 times each amount of hours, $3 for each hour, which is going to be x plus the $1.75. So the equation would be y equals 3x plus 1.75. Okay, then they wanted us to make a table and plug in 1, 2, 3, and 4 hours right there. So here we're going to go 3 times 1 plus $1.75. Okay, 3 times 1 is 3. 3 plus $1.75 is $4.75. Okay, so the cost would be $4.75. Then we plug in 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, and 4. So 3 times 2, 3 times 3, 3 times 4, and then we add the skates, the $1.75 for the skates. Okay, so 3 times 2 is 6. 6 plus $1.75 is $7.75. Okay, 3 times 3 is 9, plus $1.75 is $10.75, and then 12 plus $1.75 is $13.75. All right, so explain how we could use the equation to find the total cost of skating for 6 hours. Okay, so we can find the output value when we plug in x equals 6 for the input. So y equals 3 times 6, which is 18. 18 plus $1.75 is $19.75. So the total cost for skating 6 hours, that's a long time skating, is $19.75. All right, Jack downloads songs on his computer. The table shows the time it takes him to download a song depending on the song's file size. So that should say write, not white an equation, but write an equation. Let's fix that, WR. Okay, write an equation for the relationship shown in the table, and then use the equation to find out how many seconds it takes Jack to download a song with a file size of 7 megabytes. Okay, so here we have 4 megabytes takes 48 seconds, and we have 5 takes 60 seconds, 6 takes 72, and so on. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and write the equation, look for a pattern between the file size and the download times. Okay, that should be an R right there, and then it's going to have the H next to all the other ones, but we'll get over that. Okay, all right, so let's just think. Okay, we can find each download size by multiplying the file size by, well, it looks like these 4 times what gives me 48? Well, 4 times 12 is 48. How about this? Is 5 times 12 equal to 60? Yep. Is 6 times 12 equal to 72? I think so, it is. And then 8 times 12, there we go. Okay, so if we multiply each by 12, that'll tell us how many seconds it's going to take right there. Okay, so there's 12 times 4, 12 times 5, 12 times 6, and 12 times 8 right there. Okay, we need to find 12 times 7. Okay, all right, so our download time, which is going to be our y equals 12 times the file size. Okay, so y equals 12 times the file size, which is x. Okay, so the equation for this relationship is y equals 12x. Okay, and then it's asking us use the equation to find the download time for the file size of 7 megabytes. Okay, well, we just multiply 12 times 7, and that's going to give us 84, I think. So yeah, let's see, 7 times 2 is 14, so we put the 4 here, and a 1, carry the 1, and then 7 times 1 is 7, plus 1 is 84 right there. Okay, so it's going to take Jack 84 seconds to download a 7 megabyte song right there. All right, explain how we can check that our equation for the relationship is correct. Well, we can check that the equation gives the correct output values for each input value in the table. And describe a situation in which it would be more useful to represent a relationship between two quantities with an equation than with a table of values. Well, when we want to be able to find a value of the dependent variable, the output for any value of the independent variable, that's when we probably want to use the equation on that. All right, you guys, I hope that lesson makes sense, and take care.